here's Brody Brazil.
Matt from Rohnert Park, it is so good to talk to you, not in person, but virtually like this. And I'm wearing your jersey. It looks awesome. First off, thank you for sending me one. I appreciate this.
Of course, we had to do one right for Brody Brazil.
And you were doing the series all summer long, right? This was one of many that you started to design a jersey for every Giants win in 2024. How did that go?
Yeah, so I was initially inspired by just kind of seeing on Twitter a designer who, by the name of Pete Rogers, he was doing Boston Celtics jerseys. And I believe it was like his third or fourth season doing it. He would do a jersey for every win. And I was like, oh, that's fun. And I've never really, as a graphic designer and a sports fan, I've never really meshed the two worlds together until, very recently. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that might be a fun idea. And I thought about it and I was like, if I'm doing this for baseball, that's a lot of games. So I was like, if I'm doing it, I really need to, really jump into it and commit myself to it. So it was a really fun project to kind of dive into like not only Giants lore, but San Francisco lore, Bay Area lore, and kind of express myself through, those designs. So.
Well, this particular design was one of my favorites, and when I heard you were making an actual jersey of it, I was like, that's the perfect one, because there were some other bangers that you made, like no question about it, ones that I thought the Giants actually might want to consider doing this as their next City Connect, which I do think they'll have a new one. I know the old one's getting retired, but this particular design inspired by the 49-mile scenic drive in San Francisco. So we've all seen those signs, right? And it just this came easy to you, I suppose.
Yeah, it was kind of something, I grew up in Sonoma County, so just kind of right above Marin County, San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
But we would visit the city all the time with family, and it would just be kind of one of those things that you would see, and, it was kind of a marker of, I'm in the city, and it's kind of one of those things that you
seagull.
You see, and you know that you're in the city and you're within that, 7 by 7 mile.
Yep.
Area. So it was really one of those like nostalgic hits for me, and it was kind of a no-brainer once I came across it. And I was like, I can turn this into a jersey. And the inspiration also kind of came from those old school Philadelphia 76ers jerseys, kind of the split color ones. And I grew up watching Allen Iverson wear the throwback jerseys. And I always loved them. So just to combine those two worlds, and draw inspiration from San Francisco was really special.
Plus the Seagull and Oracle Park, like those two things go hand in hand, whether it's separate from San Francisco. I mean, they are a main living entity at Oracle Park.
Yeah.
How does this go from concept to actual design to production for you? And how did Proline get to making these? And tell me the story on that.
Yeah. So obviously, to start, shout out to Proline Mockups. I really kind of found them also through the designs that Pete Rogers was doing. I kind of looked into, what was he using for his mock-ups, and I came across Proline. So immediately went on their website, grabbed I initially grabbed a different baseball jersey mock-up. Then they came up with an updated one. I was like, oh, that's like a really nice one that I would like to use. So I just kind of started using it. I mean, I've been in Photoshop for over a decade by now. So it was kind of, thankfully they made it very easy to use, going into different layers and stuff and making adjustments. And I never, initially I didn't really even think of turning it into an actual jersey. It was kind of just a fun thing to do as an art project. And this, I believe, I've been telling people this Seagull jersey was, I think, about the 42nd or 43rd jersey that I had done. And until that point, I had been getting a little buzz, people telling me that, it was a fun idea. And then when I posted this one, it was like right before the 4th of July. And it just exploded. Like it had a bigger impact than anything I'd ever done on the internet. And I kept getting comments like, I need this jersey, or like, when are you making these?
I think I said that actually too.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, I know you reached out. But it was really the first time that I thought, hey, I could, turn these into actual physical jersey and sell them.
Yeah.
So thankfully Proline, they have their own kind of division of apparel. So I reached out to them. I was like, hey, like this is getting a lot of attention, a lot of buzz. I think we should turn these into a jersey that we could sell. And they were excited. And yeah, from there it was kind of just developing the files that they needed to go into production.
Mm-hmm.
Turning Photoshop files into Illustrator files for all my
Mm-hmm.
graphic designer nerds out there. Um, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, I had all the components pretty much lined up and ready. So it was pretty quick to get it into production, and obviously had the whole pre-order process. And since then, I've done another round. And yeah, it was actually pretty quick and seamless. So I would, once again, shout out to Proline for making it happen.
Well, and shout out to the Bay Area's own Adobe. You're a Photoshop and you say
Oh yeah.
Illustrator guy.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
Lightroom
Illustrator
and
is where you
Premiere
exactly.
and
Yeah,
Media Encoder. That's the other one I use.
media encoder.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they're great products. Okay, so you mentioned that Proline is making these. Now, they're doing them, though, in rounds. And at the time of us talking here and recording this, you're not currently making another round of jerseys, but you might, right? And if you do, we will put the information down below on where to get one, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, we've done 2 rounds so far. I would love to do just kind of a, holiday round, get your jersey
Absolutely.
for, around Christmas. Can't guarantee anything, but I would definitely love to do another round of these jerseys
I mean,
for people.
it looks great. It's got I've already shown it,
Yeah,
but the number on the front, the name and number on the back.
yeah,
Last couple things here. I mean, the Giants are probably aware of these, right? In some way, shape, or form. It's just how social media works that, a Larry Bear might have come across seeing this and maybe
sure.
liking this. Would you ever kind of push it on the Giants? I mean, and maybe it's this jersey or maybe it's some of the other designs you've done. Would you ever approach them, or do you just kind of want to be out there doing this just for fun?
Sure. I mean, obviously, lifelong Giants fan, it would be a dream to do,
Oh,
any kind of
absolutely.
work in any capacity for the
Yeah.
Giants. Um, no, I mean, it started out as a fun art project. It turned into a couple rounds of sales. But at the heart of it, I think it's, just a really fun art project. I know kind of tangentially, I think maybe one of the graphic designers who works with the Giants has seen it. I think that's the closest in terms of reach that
Right.
I've seen personally.
Right.
I can't speak to, who's seen it on the internet or whatnot, but I know that, that would be a really exciting opportunity. And I know that, at this point, I'm kind of at least tangentially, quote unquote, Giants Twitter at this point. But it would be super exciting to turn it into an opportunity.
I think you should. You got to shoot your shot, definitely you're behind this, you're authentic with this, and you've got multiple different ideas, and this turned out so well, right? That's the other thing is from the concept I saw on the screen to the actual product.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. It really is. Last thing here, baseball wise, what are you predicting? What are you expecting from your team in 2025? There's been some interesting changes so far, and I think the offseason's just
Yeah.
really getting started.
Yeah, I think I would consider myself on the spectrum of more optimistic Giants fans. I know, there's definitely a wide spectrum. I am glad that we locked Matt Chapman up. Great guy,
Yeah.
insane talent, baseball player. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping, hopefully, more than 80 jerseys this year. Hopefully, you know, push it to 85 and being optimistic. But yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna love the Giants no matter
Yeah.
what, and you'll always see a jersey, coming from me.
I
So,
think I think you just leaked it. You're doing it again next summer, huh?
oh yeah,
That's a lot. That's a
absolutely. No,
lot more
I've already
designs.
let people know. I've already let people know. Hopefully we don't get a sub 80 win season because I want to expand. I have plenty more ideas in store. So
Well, just so you know, I've always been aware of Rohnert Park. I'm a big Bay Area guy, and that's the Bay Area to me. And next time I stop through, I will definitely give you a buzz. Matt, thank you for talking to me. Congrats on making this. Thank you for the jersey, and we'll be in touch.
thank you so much, Brody. Thanks for having me.